Hello, welcome to Positively Entertaining Conversations. I'm your host, Guru Brando, and this is Lady Elizabeth. And instead of the hand job, you're the handy one, Carol Melvin.
Yeah.
Okay. So the title of this little jigger here was what? Do y'all remember?
Cougars, candy, and cats.
No!
Why?
Cougars, kids, and cars. Oh my.
Yes.
So all of this is because this is the Cougs. You can't even see your shirt. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, that shows off your posture. Do you see what you were doing? Yeah, you were all kinds of slumpy dumpy. Okay. First thing, Cougars, that's SIUE. Alex is SIUE bound.
Yep.
And
she is officially a Cougar.
And what's amazing and sad at the same time, it's amazing that she had two people to go with her to orientation, etc., etc. You went one day, you went another day. I unfortunately suck and didn't go. I will at some point be able to go and see, so I didn't technically earn this. It was brought to me. You like that, brought to me?
You earned it.
Well, I'm there rooting for her, but I definitely don't earn her status. She's a fart smeller. So speaking of her and smelling farts, she had a situation, which is why we're running late. So I'm blaming her. It's her fault. Alexandria Page had an accident, her very first accident in her very first car. So first, let's remind people, she just got a car at auction, a police car, an Impala, pretty epic, still has the lights and sirens. That was awesome. She doesn't use them on a regular basis because she's smarter than that and doesn't want to get in trouble. However, she where was she? Lebanon?
Yeah.
So, I don't know why. Why was she
I
there?
went there to see the new Minions movie.
New Minions movie. Yeah, okay. Because she's that person. So they went to do that, and she got rear-ended, and it's now being taken care of. She's okay, just so everybody knows.
Nobody was hurt.
But one thing that we have learned from this is everything happens for a reason, and we were not prepared, and she wasn't prepared to handle kind of the chain of events. We all were anxious and worried because this accident happened. It's tragic and traumatic. But she's not dead. She wasn't even hurt, in fact. So we were kind of preparing for the worst. And it wasn't that bad.
She handled it very well.
She did. She was exceptional, and she was given kudos for not hitting the car in front of her because she thought to turn the wheel.
Yep.
That's not my kid. That's got to be yours or yours. I am not a very defensive driver.
I'll take the driving prowess.
I am the person that likes to shit and get and go from point A to point B, and I am careful occasionally. I have a car that sets me up for success. It tells me everything. You're going too far this way. You better stop right now. All this crap it does on its own, so I don't gotta worry. Now, so that was the Cougars and the cars and the kids' little description. And do you know what the oh my is?
Because, oh my.
No. Oh my, I signed up a new client today.
That's right, you did.
And a well-deserving client who was only coming to me initially because they were dealing with some pain and had some questions about my favorite medication, herbal. And so after talking to them, realized that it wasn't just that they were struggling with, because they too were in an accident. They were rear-ended. And so there's a lot that comes along with being in an accident. And we know that now, right? Because I just said we were all anxious. So I like the fact that my chair rocks. Just saying. I'm glad it still does it. Okay. So my new client who has been in an accident was initially inquiring about cannabis, medical cannabis for the pain. And because they didn't want to take pharmaceuticals, right, and getting stuck in that cycle, but then discovered too that they had some lingering effects of this accident on their mental health. And we talked a little bit about that today, and they decided that they wanted to be coached also. So I got to be an advocate today for cannabis, and I got to do my favorite thing, which is put some spirit into their life. And I mean that because when you come to me, it's usually because you've lost a little bit of faith in something, whether it's yourself or whether it's other people, humanity.
You got comments.
Oh, yeah, Joe, go Cougars!
Because you're an accident.
True story. An accident looking for a place to happen. That is no lie. So yeah, it's exciting that I have this new client. And I hope that they're listening because, wow, they deserve the kudos today. It takes a lot to realize that you're suffering for something that you feel like you don't or you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, everybody was telling her she shouldn't be in pain and this shouldn't be bothering her because everybody's in car wrecks. Bullshit, right? It's subjective. Not everybody's equal. And sometimes shit sucks worse than it does for someone else because you might have a different experience. This might be your second or third or fifth wreck. And you're starting to think the universe hates you. Right?
Yeah.
You can't allow
Maybe
yourself...
You shouldn't drive.
Right, you can't allow yourself to believe such a thing, right? You have to say, wait a minute. If I keep getting in a wreck, and it's the same way each time, maybe it's not my lesson. If I keep getting rear-ended, is it something I deserve? No, not necessarily. Unless you're literally causing the accident, which that's not the case. You don't have the forethought to do that. So this person who this whole time has thought that they, were not the best at something, actually proved that they were because they've survived 5 accidents or whatever, So shit, you're pro at this now. We were not. We had no idea how to equip Alex to do anything because we're not typically in accidents. So how the hell would we know? What we need is a guru of accidents. Ooh, I wonder if the Texas Hammer. What's his
Lord.
name? Jim Adler? Is that the Texas
Yeah.
Hammer? Something like that.
Yeah.
That used to be Pop's favorite commercial.
Right.
I am excited. Oh, look, Bobby's on. Hi, Bobby. You're going to have to come see me sometime. It's always exciting to see people on that I haven't talked to in a while, and Bobby's one of those I haven't talked to in a while. I hope you're doing well. So now let's gossip.
Okay.
Okay, so
Go.
Dan went home, back to California, and it was sad because we all like Dan.
Yes.
We like Rory's friends.
Yeah.
They have good taste. One of my favorite people's the Hoff, so shout out to the Hoff if he's watching. He comes over on Wednesdays, and y'all watch that dumb Star Wars show.
The Mandalorian.
Whatever, they're all the same. You just watched another one. What was it? Solo or some crap? I don't know. Anyway.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that. So, whatever it is.
People who live in glass houses should
Whatever.
Stones,
Nope.
Star Trekkie.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what Star
There is
Trekkie.
online
Who
too.
says that? Star Trekkie. Anywho's. So y'all watch that. But the Hoff does this curious thing. He always brings an offering for his presents.
Yeah.
I adore you, Hoff, and you never have to bring anything, but bless his heart, he brings Twizzlers because he knows I like them. Carol likes them. But you know what? I got to thinking about it. The only time I'm quiet is when I got a pack of Twizzlers.
So we had this podcast sponsored by Twizzlers.
Right?
Please
So-
send us some samples.
I'm just saying, there's a certain way I might feel if he keeps bringing Twizzlers. Big packs too, like my favorite.
It keeps you from talking smack about Star Wars while we're watching it.
Okay, so here's the accountability, y'all. I can't be doing this shit anymore because I've got to drop weight. My knee is affected, so I have arthritis in my knee anyway from some previous damage, but it has a degenerative issue with the cartilage.
That's okay though, because Twizzlers are fat-free.
you're full of shit. I mean, fat-free, yes, but they cause fat. The sugar. Anywho's, so I got shot in my knee, and
Got a shot, not shot in your knee. People think we've been shooting at you.
no, I got.
Okay.
How come you can't understand me, peoples? So I got a shot in my knee yesterday, and for real, it didn't hurt like the shot itself. He numbed it and everything, and I'm not going to tell y'all who. I'm not supposed to. He is a doctor, but I'm hush hush.
Stop.
So anyway, so I got this shot in my knee, and I thought it would be like the pain reliever type stuff that I get in my shoulders. I get cortisone shots in my shoulders, and it was not. I wasn't ready for it, and I thought I was gonna die last night. I was struggling. So today, it's a little bit better. I can at least have some range of motion in my knee, but it's popping and catching a lot today, so I just can't feel it as bad. It's a weird sensation, but anyway, so I have some challenges, so I need to go to the pool.
Yes, we need to go to the
I will be going to the pool to get my fat butt in order,
When?
and that's the truth. I have to look at my schedule because I now have a new client. I have to make time, so I am having to do what I tell every one of my clients do, which is make time for yourself.
Well, it's a good thing we can go
Oh,
early
I
in the
know, they
morning
don't
before
last
work
long, do they?
starts.
Yes, hopefully. Yes, Bobby, knee brace too, because they did say that. So I am, yep, I gotta start getting with the program. This ain't gonna, it's not working for me. And what do I say? If it's not working for you, change it.
Mm-hmm. You
left me hanging on that whole thing. You could have filled it in for me.
The other thing with the you won't change what you tolerate.
Oh yeah. You don't change what you tolerate, and I've been tolerating it because up to this point it was all fun and games. I wasn't falling apart, and now I can see how my weight is affecting my health. That's a fact. So
That's a fact.
I won't be as cuddly. I hope you don't cry about that. I mean, now, a lot of trans men like me struggle with their weight after transitioning. And it is a challenge.
Well, yeah.
Why? Well, because you're accustomed to one mindset, kind of like you. You're a busybody anyway. You were a busybody before, and you're still a busybody, right? So if I'm not busy and I'm just chill, I tend to snack on this, snack on that. Twizzlers. Why bring me Twizzlers? To keep me quiet. Stuff like that. You develop poor habits, and you don't see it coming. You had a really bad Coke obsession.
Yeah, Coke.
Gosh.
Coca-Cola. People.
Lori. THC bomb. Girl, I smoke it all day long.
And sitting in front of the TV playing video games, and not being very active,
Yeah. You packed on some weight.
Yeah.
Not very much. Whatever.
I weighed 173 pounds. That
Oh.
a lot for
Teasing
me.
you. Right, for you it is, and that's the thing. We get to determine what our limit is. But our biology will determine it too. When your bones start to break under the pressure of your belly, you should probably get looked at. And that's how it feels. So yeah, that's where I am with it. And I want a hot tub.
Me too.
Yes.
We all want a hot tub, so we're gonna have to get one of them too. I don't know where we'd put it.
Go fund you.
Not the same. Buy the balm. I have some balm in my gift shop that's not open. I can use it. I'll try that. I'll try some of the balm. We're all going out to the park and playing golf. Prison.
Golf prison.
Prison. What is golf prison? Lori, I hope you're just talking out of your butt because I don't know. Oh, golf prison.
Can you help me out?
Frisbee golf.
Okay.
You know, whenever you throw the frisbee in the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Little frisbee.
Oh, that's funny.
Chain net
I made fun of it, because I'm jealous.
golf prison.
So
Interesting.
I'm jealous that people can do the fun stuff that I can't do right now. So that's what tells me I need to change my habits. Jealousy's an awful thing. You struggle with it too sometimes.
Occasionally.
So jealousy tells us what?
That we have some shit to get over.
That we lack something that we feel like we deserve. I feel like I deserve better mobility, so I'm lacking the discipline to get it. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get it together. What else is going on? You've heard from your children recently, Handy Carol.
Yeah.
So, what's going on with your adult children?
My son just wrapped up his 6-month training with the Red Cross.
That's right, he's doing something very notable.
Yeah, driving the bloodmobile and taking blood and getting all that stuff taken care of, so that's good. He's happy.
So people should go donate blood to the Red Cross
Always.
because they always need it.
Yep.
My dad does. He's done almost 100 gallons of blood. No, like 10 gallons. I'm teasing. Anyway, go ahead.
Could have. And my daughter is making her way with her business that she works for and jockeying for a raise, which I'm sure she'll get soon.
And she has a cat
She does have a cat
that she took on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, the kitty cat went to Florida.
The cat went to Florida
Yes.
and walked on the beach.
Yes, he did.
A big sandbox.
Yep.
So the question is, did the cat poop on the beach?
I didn't ask.
Wow,
I
that
didn't
would have
say
been my
that.
first
Yeah,
question.
he didn't. He's a much better behaved little kitty than that. That is not true. He's
Right, I was
little
about to
dog.
say, is it a girl cat? Because girl cats probably don't poop just like human girls don't poop.
Yeah. Tell Yuki and Widow that. The girls don't poop.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is so terrible, but I have to talk about it because it's terrible and funny, and it is my life. This whole podcast, the entertaining conversations, is about how messed up real life is, basically, right? And we sit here and talk about some screwed up stuff, but stuff that most people wouldn't care about until they care about it. Until they're standing there and watching their dog look at you with shame in their eyes because they're peeing and pooping at the same time.
Aww.
My widow girl, beautiful, beautiful Doberman Lab. She gets so ashamed if she can't pee by the time she has to poop, because then she's squatting to tinkle and she'll get this horrified look on her face and try to not make eye contact with anyone or anything, and then drops and starts to poo too. And she comes back to you with just horror on her face.
Have you shamed her into that?
I haven't. That's the
behavior?
thing. I don't know what it is. I think Yuki has shamed her. Because
odd.
Yuki and Hansel will kick their little legs at her like they've done some good business, but she's nothing.
I think we've created a whole drama amongst the dogs.
And I like that because that's what life is. If you watch something long enough, even the clothes in the dryer, you make a drama out of it. Which sock gets there first? Which one spins this many times? Maybe it's just me, but it's life.
It is.
And at some point you get so bored you watch the dryer, or you're so enamored by your animal that you're watching them puke.
Or you're getting
People.
shamed by your son because you didn't let Widow come snuggle with you last night.
Oh my gosh, so that was so terrible.
Yeah.
My boy. So I don't prefer to snuggle anybody, anything. I'm not a big cuddler. Surprise, surprise. I'm built to cuddle and I don't cuddle. But my dog is that exception, and I love my widow girl, and so I'll call her in to cuddle some nights, and while we're all watching TV, and Oliver will come in and lay down and cuddle too. And it's the best ever cuddle session. And I told him I was going to cuddle with Widow, not before last, but I got the shot in the knee, etc., etc. So last night, no cuddling either. And Oliver was in here in the room, and he was shaming me for not having Widow in, and I guess it would be okay if he just waited, is kind of what his thought process was. And but on that note, when he came in last night, he came in and sat down for a spell, and then you went to bed, and Carol had already gone to bed, and he announces that he's a little bit hungry and he's going to go find him something to eat. 9 o'clock. I said, okay, no problem. We'll watch this movie when you get back. So he comes back in and has a seat, and he flips on the TV to Paranorman, and he's eating his cereal, and he looks over at me, who I'm resting on my bed, and he looks over at me, and he's all, there, nothing beats a good bowl of cereal and your TV show, and a good show. It's like, what the hell? What are you, 80? You've been around Grandpa way too long. You gotta throttle back, Turbo. You're getting a little big. And then, to just top it all off, he starts talking to me about the house across the street, what year it was built, when it was originally owned, who owned it, how many square feet is in it. Like he is a creepy stalker for a 10-year-old on this history crap. And then he said it. I wish I knew what kind of toilet it had.
Obsessed with toilets also.
Toilets.
All plumbing fixtures.
And he told you that he would be our plumber for
For
life.
life. That's right. Free plumbing for life.
So what sucks right now is he sure ain't helping Grandpa with this plumbing issue we have out front.
You probably would if he'd let him.
Well, probably. But all he has to know is how to dig. What? What you looking at?
It's not as exciting.
Well, it's not as exciting.
Um,
Oh, look,
Patty.
Patty's on. What? Go Cougars. So, Patty, I saw something that you posted on your Facebook and you liked it. It was her cover photo,
Which one?
the most recent one. With the
RBG?
finger.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It was with the finger, the middle finger. How risque. That's Patty. That's why I love her. So we have a lot of people that we love, and we have a lot of people that are kind of going through some rough times too. And little Bobby Streets ain't on right now, but hopefully he'll come on. I didn't tell him we were going to be on, but sometimes he struggles too, and I need to reach out to him after the podcast because he was feeling kind of challenged earlier. I won't divulge anymore, but you know, it is what it is. Is there anything else going on? What news do you have? Carol gave us news about her kids.
I made some fried squash today. That was fun.
Okay, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about your grades.
Oh.
Yeah. Hello! It's time to brag.
I finished my last. I got a 95 and a half on my final thesis paper for my bachelor's degree.
Of course you did.
And I finished out my last course with a 93.2.
Fantastic.
So that's it. 120 credits, and we're done.
And that means you now have a what degree?
Bachelor's degree in English with a concentration in writing.
I really wanted you to say something different.
God only knows
What,
what
like
that would be.
astrophysics or something?
No, I wanted you to say that I have a degree in awesome or ass kickery or something
No.
like that. But you ruined it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you
Like
have to
you
set
went
her up for
serious.
success and not for
And you
failure.
like told people the real deal.
Yeah,
God,
it's the real
as if. So 4th of July is coming up.
Yes.
And you know, every 4th of July, I think about our friend Miss Julia. Julia Gulia. We were stationed with her in Germany. And a wonderful, wonderful friend. And her birthday's on the 4th of July. And she told me when she was young, her parents said that the fireworks were for her birthday. Can you imagine growing up
That's a
thinking
cool birthday
that I
present.
know that the
Pretty
whole
awesome.
nation is celebrating your birthday with you? That's pretty damn amazing, right?
Amazing.
I wish I'd thought of some shit like that. Like if I had a kid born on Halloween, I would be like, we do this for you. to scare away the boogie monsters for you.
The boogie monsters.
The boogers. Have y'all had anything like that? Like any belief like that about yourselves? I used to believe I really went to birthday land on my birthday because my folks bought me one of those in the 80s. Do you remember they had these little personalized books you could get your name typed in?
Mm-hmm.
And what it was a form book, and then they just typed in. So some little old lady probably was at a typewriter, because it was typed before computers. So some little old lady probably typed your name in that book just for you. And my name was typed. And it was like a Mad Lib. You had to send in like McNuggets as the favorite food, and magazines as what you read. And this was a birthday land one. Now the interesting thing is, when we left Fort Bragg, I finally had enough and was like, fuck it, I'm getting rid of them that I kept forever. And then I was at Goodwill and I found one. It wasn't mine, it was someone else's. And I did, because I thought somewhere else right now somebody is reading my book with my name in it. I have faith that that's what happened, because I did, I donated it to Goodwill. So somewhere somebody's remembering their own book. Is, how I justify it. What?
Nothing.
Did you say because I'm a hoarder?
I did not.
That's what I heard.
So they probably whited it out and put their own information in it. But yes.
Oh my God. No one would white out my name.
Absolutely not.
My name used to be Brandy with 2 E's.
Yeah.
That was a very unique name.
Brandy with 2 E's to get that book to.
Well, no one has that name unless they're a stripper, because that's a total stripper name.
Yes.
Not that I'm condemning strippers, but I'm saying that that's the kind of name you have. And so I was destined to be a stripper.
Were you though? Because are you?
They don't know. They don't know. See what I did there? And you tried to ruin it. I do have a pretty epic mullet though right now. Okay, so admittedly it's a skullet, but I'm wearing a hat right now, so it's a mullet.
We could shave it and then super glue it to the back of your hat, and whenever you feel like rocking the skullet, then you can rock it.
You're a jerk. And no. So on a different note, I forget that our family's unique. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
I forget, the whole being trans.
Sometimes.
Well, it's not just the being trans. What else makes our family odd to everyone else here?
Well, we have an additional parent now.
Well, not just the additional parent that's not even from Texas or the Midwest, and she's just some kind of weirdo from the coast.
Wandered in.
We're from Texas, sort of. You can tell I'm from Texas. You don't sound like you're from nowhere.
I don't sound like I'm from nowhere.
This is how he
I'm
speaks
country
to us.
fried. It really is. This is the real me.
In English, and this is our life.
I'm your lesson. This is why you got your degree in English.
No.
I'm somebody's lesson. I love that.
You're my lesson for sure. Very often.
Wow.
Why else are we unique? A unique family. We just are. We're very open-minded and laid back and accepting.
We have a shit ton of people in this house.
And a lot of people and a lot of animals in one little house. And nobody.
You said little house.
And eight. There's
and
eight.
In the hospital. Yeah.
8
so
people.
that's good.
Oh, Patty, overachiever. Huh.
Yes.
2 cats, 3 dogs, birds.
2 cats, 3 dogs, 3 chinchillas, a bird.
Did you say Lori says, I love you guys too, and congratulations, Beth. And, and an old man. We can't forget how many people the old man is. So,
8 people.
Right, so he's like 8 10-year-olds.
Yes.
And that's really how it feels, because he has 8 projects going at any given time.
And he has the energy of 8 10-year-olds.
Makes no sense whatsoever.
He does more in a day than before I wake up.
Yeah, he does.
My whole day.
He does more in the morning than I do in a day. Yeah, it's nuts. And he still is going, and he has the garden, and he's harvesting, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, he's a busybody too.
It's pretty amazing, and I'm gonna be concerned if he slows down. But he's doing this whole plumbing job in the front. that Oliver should really, subcontract or something.
I think
don't
he's
know
just
that would be a good
trying to take as much advantage of his time as he can.
Yeah, it's like, chill, you got your money's worth. Already, you got your money's worth. You can relax just a little bit, but I think he's afraid if he sits still for too long, he'll die.
Or fall asleep.
And die. I think he's too worried. So I think he just keeps going in the hopes that maybe Mother Nature won't notice that he's old. He doesn't take any medication. He's perfectly healthy by all accounts. He's crazy as a shithouse rat, but I don't know anybody who's 80 and not. You're smiling. That means I did it again.
No.
Oh.
I was just thinking about how...
Because when I make an English mistake, you make that
that's okay. I was
face.
just thinking about Grandpa.
Aww.
Fountain of knowledge and his excitement about life. It's a lesson that I don't want to completely learn because then
Yeah, I believe you being childlike wonder.
That's it.
Yeah, we go through the day looking at Grandpa for inspiration and motivation, and he gives it to us, and we're so afraid to acknowledge it because if we do, then it'll disappear. Like you said, it's like Nanny McPhee, Oh Lord, add it to the list, Beth, along with everything else. Nanny McPhee, another one that we're gonna get 5 minutes in, and she's gonna go.
Don't start with me.
I've seen this. I remember this. Or, oh God, it's too long.
You just write for movies. Just write all of them.
Every movie ever. So Nanny McPhee said this thing that as long as you need me, I'll be there. But
it's if you need me but don't want
There you
me,
go.
I'll be there. But if you want me and don't need me, I have to leave.
see, that's how it works, Carol. So we have to be mindful of that with Grandpa. So you're right. We just have to appreciate.
Our job as parents is to make sure that our kids can survive without us. For this,
Oh,
put
God.
ourselves out of a job. So we're never putting him out of a job.
Yeah. Well, no danger
He
there.
needs to keep raising us.
We will never put him out of a job because I have zero intention on learning all of this stuff he knows how to do. It's dangerous, some of the stuff he does. Let's just
Yes,
face it.
yes, indeed.
Gardening right now is dangerous out in the heat.
100 degrees.
Okay, so I'm just going to break it down and I'm totally going to bust him out. My 80-year-old dad, we have this plumbing issue in the front where the city meter got broken. It's something happened anyway. The pipe is old, so it's technically the city's, but it's on our side, so we're fixing it. And Dad's cheap, and
Frugal.
he okay, whatever. And he can do plumbing, and he's 80, and apparently he can dig ditches still. So
Very asshole.
he and as we're fixing the water leak, the street is being repaired from this leak continuing from the city. So the city's fixing the road, and my dad, who is a hoarder, we talk about it all the time, asks the city what they're going to do with all of this asphalt that they're pulling up. And imagine my surprise, because he had told me he was going to do this, and I was like, that's dumb. They're going to say, put it in the trash, or in their pile to be reused, is what I thought they would say. They use it, right? They reuse it. So Dad said, you suppose you could dump it back here in our parking spot? So then you had to play the clown car, or
all the cars out in the road.
yeah, you had to pull everybody's car out, and then they dumped it back there.
Yeah.
So
Sure
all day yesterday, my 80-year-old dad was laying pavement, like pushing it down, raking it, and making it flat, and it's the most level fucking parking lot I've ever seen.
He went through it with the garden rake and pulled out anything that wouldn't fit through the teeth.
So like
that stuff
did you see how perfect it was back there?
And that stuff, he called the city to see where he could dump it.
Anyway, so we have a parking lot in the back of our house now, courtesy of my 80-year-old forward-thinking dad who got it from the city repair. Oh, Susan. Okay, so Susan is Amy's mom. Amy was my first love. Amy is my first love. And they know. And judge me harshly, but I'm not going to lie about it. She was. She's my first love, and she's a wonderful person, right? You've met her.
Yes, she's very sweet.
You can't even hate the fact that
can't.
she's so
She's
wonderful.
a sweetheart.
Yes, and Susan's her mom, and we love Susan. Susan took care of me a bit whenever I was young. Just to give a little background, I grew up in Spearman, Texas, USA, and I lived a very odd, troubled life, sort of like now. And Amy had her own hardships that we didn't talk to each other about it. We just were kids. You know, there was no need to. And so we were really good friends. And I fell hard for her in love. And then we moved, she moved, and we fell out of touch. And when I got back in touch with her, I was married to my ex, and she was married to her ex. And then we found each other again via Facebook after you and I were married. And she has since came to see us twice, and her mom came once.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. I'd love to have them again anytime. And to which the first time I confessed to her that she had been my first love. And she asked me, since I was ordained, that she asked me if I would officiate the wedding between her and her fiance. And part of me was crushed. And then, you know, part of me was crushed. And so I had to reconcile that. And now she's just my best good friend because her husband's so great too.
Yeah.
And I love Susan. She made the best cookies. Like, it was nuts. And I used to watch her, and we talked about jealousy. I was jealous that Amy had this mom that made cookies and was at home and stuff. And I didn't have that. And so I always felt envious of that. I felt envious of any of my friends who had, you know, real attentive parents.
Yeah.
We do the best we can do. I bet our kids are jealous of people who have parents that don't give a shit because they have 3 that are always hovering and a grandpa, you know. And I forgot, Oliver and Lucas were going to the Peacock Bakery with Grandpa, did they?
No, they're going to do it tomorrow. Yeah.
So part of what Oliver had to discuss with me last night, he came in here initially because he had left Grandpa's room. And he comes in and he goes, I was just in Grandpa's room for like 2 hours. And I go, good job. Good job doing that. And what were you doing? And he said, we were just talking about some history and things. And I said, well, that sounds fun. He goes, yep. And he said, I reckon we're going to the Peacock Bakery in the morning at about 9 o'clock. And I said, is that a scheduled date? And he goes, well, Grandpa asked me if I wanted to go to the Peacock Bakery at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I said, yes, sure. So that's the thing. Are you going to ask your brother if he wants to go to the Peacock Bakery? And he goes, well, I reckon I could. I go, okay, you can keep reckoning. I don't know why he's saying that
I don't
now.
know, but I'm blaming
That's
you.
Grandpa.
It's not your fault.
Wow.
But they could not go to the Peacock Bakery because Grandpa was dealing with the outside stuff.
Yes,
today.
Grandpa
So
was
they
dealing with the plumbing.
get rescheduled for tomorrow morning.
Oh, this house is so weird. We have 2 autistic children, one with ADHD, a girl who's going to college, 3 parents, and
One with ADHD.
and a grandpa. What?
One with ADHD.
Beth?
Uh-huh.
I just have regular ADD. He's got ADHD.
Okay, and Carol has discipline.
I'm practically perfect in every way.
That's Mary Poppins, not Nanny McPhee. I'm gonna need you to throttle back.
Both.
Whatever. You ain't got no umbrella. So we are all very proud of Alex.
Yes.
We're proud of Rory because they didn't die while Dan was here in their space
For a long time.
for
I know.
almost a month. So they had to share their space, their time, their effort, which was tough a few times. And a few times, Rory just kind of checked out and was like, nope, I'm just going to play my game. That's how I'm going to survive. And we've been there, too. We get that, right?
Check out sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this house.
And I don't like it when there's not a lot of people in the house. When it's just me in the house and it's quiet, I go outside. I can't handle it. There's nature noises outside and there's electric noises inside. That sounds about as crazy as it can get, but that's just how I feel. Ooh, we got to get back in touch with the paranormal people, not Norman. Paranormal people. So Oliver wants the judge's wig and the coat and the wig too, though. I forgot
He
about
wants the
that.
big white judge
He
wig.
wants the big white judge wig and the little thing and the stuff
The thing and the stuff.
and the deal. Chingus. It's time to figure out what we're gonna have for supper. I got some leftovers, but it is date night, so we'll talk amongst
All kinds of
ourselves.
food.
Joe needs to make us that shrimp stuff he made before. Crap, is Mandy on?
She was. I don't think anybody's on right now. But, oh no, well, there's 4 people.
Wow, you are wrong. See, you just discounted the people that are watching and
Hey,
listening.
I'm going by the
I know y'all are there, people,
notification.
even if it doesn't say nothing about having nobody on here.
Oh my God, nothing about nobody.
See, it gets her every time. Every time! If I want her attention, that's all I have to do. Do you know what I do when I want your attention? What I do? Because I know how to get her attention.
Something
on me.
annoying, I'm sure.
It could be a number of things.
I
That didn't
quote
narrow it down,
movies
did
or
it?
sing.
You sing, yes. God, that was just.
What do you want? My attention?
Yeah, when I
That
want your
gets her
attention.
faster.
That's because she's annoyed
I
by
can
literally
tolerate it 'cause I've
everything
dealt
I
with it for
do.
20
Not
years.
true.
Everything I
Not
do.
true.
So, anywho's, I guess we're going to do this thing. And what are we watching tonight? We're committing to people what we watch. Who cares if they care?
I don't
They
know.
might.
I don't know what
Don't
to watch.
assume.
Paranorman.
I'm not watching Paranormal again. I want to know what other people watch. I don't know what Mandy's watching.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, I'm not
Mandy's
watching.
having
No.
Stranger Things marathon.
Well, good for Mandy. Mandy's dandy.
Yes.
I'm not
Beth and I
watching
are gonna
Stranger
go
Things.
date night with Mandy and watch Stranger Things.
Well, y'all go watch Stranger Things and have a date night with her, and I will go have a date night with Joe, and we'll watch
Are they
foosball.
Are they home?
I don't. They should be. That isn't he on? He's on. Well, he
yeah,
was.
He's been watching before when he was on vacation too.
Yeah, but I think he's back. I hope he's back. Whoa! He called you sweetheart and not
I know.
me.
I know. I wasn't gonna mention it. I want you to get jealous.
Bummer, man.
On that awkward note.
Jeez. Dun, 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 dun. No viewers. Wow. Okay, thanks for watching. Thank you guys for being on the show. And now I'm going to go cry in the shower. Deuces, y'all.
Oh, they're watching. Joe's watching Secrets of Dumbledore.
Could
Everybody
watch
has a
that.
better life than you. Sorry, babe.
We could watch that.
Thank you. I hope Donna and Sarah are watching too, because I know they love us too, and we love them. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that.